Well, happy Tuesday, guys. I hope you're doing well. Just wanted to go over a quick trade on the pound yen that paid today, but UJ is literally a thorn in my side today. It just went sideways all day long. I entered a spread this morning at like 10:20, and it's literally exactly where I entered at. It's literally gone, plus 5 pips, minus 5 pips all day long. That happens, okay? That's part of the process. So that is basically a break-even trade, maybe fees. I'm not sure how the fees work on spreads. I think it's $1 in and $1 out. GJ is going to expire full profit. That's nice. I don't see any reason to exit this trade. I didn't see any reason to exit this trade for partial profit, so I'm just going to let that expire full profit. We got 53 seconds left. We're about 15 pips below my strike, so that's beautiful. Although GJ can do whatever it wants sometimes, but this was slightly in the money. The only reason I took it, I'm not a huge fan of in the monies. The only reason I took it was kind of close to at the money, about $8–10 away or so. So I wasn't expecting that to cause that big of an issue. The analysis behind that was simple. Okay, we got 61.8 fib retracement at previous resistance, at kind of channel topper resistance, whatever you want to call it. And my strike, I entered at the first test of these levels up here, which was right there. My strike was 64, and that was the trade. Beautiful trade, beautiful entry, beautiful management, and it paid. Okay, so those are out. Balance is 356, up from about 100 a week ago. Slow and steady wins the race, right, guys? The UJ trade, let me go over that quick. That did not pay, and it just literally traded sideways all day long. The levels held great. If it wasn't in the money, it would have paid all day long. No matter what binary you picked, 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 minute, whatever, it would have paid all day long. But it just didn't go like I wanted it to. If you remember, I'll put a link to this next. I'll put a link to the trade last night on the USD JPY, where I was able to capitalize a little bit on it last night. This was based off of that analysis. So you got this channel topper, if that's what you want to call it. You can see kind of the lower channel forming potentially, and the upper channel. Okay, whether you start it back here and run through these, whatever, we've retested those. And I was saying last night that if we reach for these levels and break back below this channel, I'm going to be looking to potentially take it lower. How low, who knows. These are irrelevant now. These were basically my stop loss and take profit orders for that spread. But let's look. So keep in mind the reason why I entered last night up in the 60 area, which I'll link to that video. And then also, as you're dropping down time frames, we'll just go to the 30-minute chart to get a little bit better picture. We double top up there, we break the neckline, and we come back up into we come back up into that 61.8, which just coincides with where that neckline was, that previous structure. You can see the lower time frame resistance. It was broken, it came down, it acted as support, it was broken again, resistance all day long. Okay, so that was the trade idea, but we just didn't get the movement. Okay, I was looking to maybe trade it down to some of these profit targets, which kind of lined up with our most recent structural level on the higher time frames. These you know, this kind of resistance area here. Had some nice profit targets down there, potential, you know, squeeze pattern forming here. Just didn't happen. And that happens, okay? I thought it may have been due to a red news event that was coming out at 12:45 Eastern. So the other thing I did was I took a very low risk out of the money trade on UJ in anticipation that price was just maybe absorbing orders before it was going to drop. Or shoot up, whichever way it was going to go. I knew a move was coming, and I know a move is coming also, just due to the fact that it's just squeezing here, okay? You know, the lower you go, the better you can see this, and this was the low risk out of the money that I took. I can't really select that. There we go. So you could see, you know, we just didn't trade. We just didn't do anything, okay? I was expecting, so, you know, I entered that spread this morning at like 10.25 or so, 10 between, essentially on this red candle here, in and around here, and it literally just traded sideways for the rest of the day. Quick pop down right before the news at 12:45, and then a quick pop back up. On this pop back up, that's when I sold this out of the money strike. I paid like $91 for it, meaning I only risked like $9. So my risk was, you know, $9 on that. Very low risk, and I just let that expire. I grabbed 2 contracts of that since it was such low risk, and it just didn't, I mean, it just didn't do anything, okay? It didn't even get close enough to get any profit. It was just red the whole time. So that's fine. It was low risk, you know, no big deal. So that was my thought process on UJ today. And some days that's what happens. You just get stuck in a range, okay? Now, like I said, moves coming one way or another, either up or down. My money, just based off of kind of the analysis that we ran through last night and the fact that we've traded back below this other, you know, this little trend line channel structure, whatever you want to call it, my money would be maybe down, maybe to the downside for right now, but we'll see what happens. I think I'm just going to sit out on UJ. It kind of did me dirty today with no movement, and I, you know, was kind of annoyed with it. But that's happening. You can't let this type of trade conquer you. I mean, you can't let it make you emotional. Yeah, I was frustrated. It just traded sideways all day. I was expecting more movement, more volatility, especially during the New York session, but it literally just traded sideways all day long. It happens, okay? GJ, I was patient with GJ. I was waiting for that pretty much all day, and it filled and it paid, okay? As simple as that. The confluence was there. I took it. We were just kind of ranging. You can see that range. If you just kind of zoom out a little bit, even to the 4-hour chart, big push up, peaked out, and kind of have just been forming a channel structure since. Depending on how you draw this, we're just kind of in the middle of it or retesting it, depending on how you draw your trend lines. So we could be looking at a push down, or if you are a wick-to-wick trader or a wick-to-wick trend line drawer, then we're just kind of right in the middle of no man's land pretty much for swing traders as far as it goes. A decision has to be made one way or another, but that's that. That's GJ for you. It happens. Quick trade, I mean, painless trade. As soon as I entered right up here as it spiked up, filled those levels, came down, settled, full payment, or full profit. So that's that. That's the trades for today. slow and steady wins the race, guys, with Nadex especially. You can't expect to win every trade. You know, sitting at 356, up from $100 a little week ago, basically trading at the monies. Okay, I'm pretty sure this GJ trade, where I risked what would have been 58, no, 58 bucks to make 42, slightly skewed risk to reward, but I wouldn't have let it go to full loss. Would have kept it at that 1-to-1. You know, ideally. That's what you got to do, especially with Nadex. You know, just go slow. It's the way it's set up is to, you know, try and take your money. The more it can get you trading, the more likely they know the odds are in their favor. Okay, just based on it. It's set up like a casino. So, you know, if you go into the casino and you're playing slot machines all day long, they like to keep you there. That's why they give you free drinks, you know, free snacks, whatever it is, because they know the longer they can keep you in that casino, the more likely you're going to lose all your money. Okay, you're going to get your lunch eaten for breakfast. Someone commented on that comment from the previous video and I thought it was hilarious. So alright guys, that's all I have for you today. I'm not sure if I'm going to just try and do this every day. It kind of takes up a lot of time. I like to just set and forget, but with Nadex, it's kind of more of those things where you kind of need to monitor it, unless it's like a daily contract and you know you're not looking to take profit early or exit early, that type of thing. So I would say probably 90% of my trades I exit early before expiration, but there's a couple of instances here and there when I just enter or exit or just let it go to expiration when I'm pretty confident in those levels. So I hope this helps. Sorry I got long-winded. Sorry about last night. I was super tired and that kind of was drawn out, but I just wanted to recap that while I was in the moment, and I hope this helps, and take care. God bless. Trade safe.